Listen up, you fine folk. You're about to listen to one of the most dynamic recordings ever. We're a Connecticut-based podcast that will never ask for a Patreon. That's not what this is about. This is about recording creativity, imagination run loose in the time when those things are needed. Welcome to Dungeonetics. In our previous episode of Dungeonetics, the agents of Endurin had their way handily with the southern dwarven threat. During the raid and discovery of the enemy, we discovered another port to the Nexus, finally. A way to reach the Archivists and end this debacle with the slumbering worm once and for all. A quick regroup to Lindbury and a plan begins. The War Council wants structure. They need guidance. Luckily, they're coming across 5 of the masterest technicians ever. Smooth operators. Sadly, there's 7 in our party, so the extra 2, well, I'll let you decide which ones really bumble the hag in this episode of Dungeonetics. Thank you.
So everyone's downtime is complete. Several things happen during downtime. It's up for the party to share what they have. In addition, Iris did some research. She activated the golem and bound it to the amulet. It is now functioning. The orb that was brought back from the dragon's lair has been activated. It floats around, and currently Iris has it attuned to her. It floats around and speaks in Draconic. It is inhabited by a spirit from the First Kingdom, and is capable of casting legend lore once a week. In addition, she has researched and found the incantation to open up the coffin you guys captured from Blackrock. She has not opened it yet, but she does have the incantations to unbind the chains so that it can be opened. And like I mentioned, the downtime ends with the group being essentially summoned to the War Council in the keep.
Does anyone want to share their downtime with?
I changed troops and walked around.
You just had a 1,000
spreading hope.
You spread hope.
Made a bunch of potions, so if someone wants one, let me know. I'll pass them around.
I would love to have one. I don't think I would have any. I don't think I have any on my person.
All right,
Not in
then.
the moment. Just so, like I said before, most of the supplies in the town have basically been requisitioned by the government. The Lord Cadman basically told you guys he wanted you. They invited him to the War Council, and he basically said that you guys would attend for him. They have basically gathered all the resources and have basically might give you some. So, why don't we wait and see what they have for a package before?
Okay, that's fair.
Distribute from there.
Sounds good.
I did learn there's an underground system of sorts.
Oh, I heard that somewhere. Oh, wait, no, John told us.
Well, John told me, but my character didn't tell anybody else.
Yeah.
So there's people doing deliveries in some underground system, but they're kind of disappearing, not coming back. I don't know if we can use this system to our advantage for anything. Also don't know where it goes and why people aren't coming back. So that would be...
What people went in there?
Huh? just hear that people make
They're
deliveries. and
just,
they don't come back.
people that
cares?
attended the taverns, kind of broke people looking for opportunities, and they were recruited, and they never came back to their normal taverns or to the normal people they usually associated with. But then one of the people did mention to him that they saw them later, like a week later. So that it wasn't like they were killed or anything. They just completely changed their life.
So, we don't know where the tunnels go, and we don't know why it's changing people. So, I don't know if that's something we want to deal with, or not deal with, or not right now anyway.
Oh, it depends.
It depends. It does.
Do they?
We don't know where it goes.
Do they seem happy?
Not from what I heard. They just seem distant and not associating with their friends anymore.
Oh,
I feel happy.
a new one.
So it could be poison, it could be magic, it could be...
I think it's poison if there's poison.
Well, I'd say poison in a sense that, like, something changed their brain.
Something's changed in something deep inside.
So it makes you go through puberty again.
Sad trombone sound.
Is my
Bobby,
my sword
get that sound.
is my sword infamous at this point or famous by chance?
Who?
My sword?
Thinking prices, right?
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
This is a pretty good question. I would probably go with what you forged it out of.
Okay.
I don't know if your sword would be considered that infamous. It has only been in use by you for
like a year.
like half a year.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess I'll. If everybody's okay with me asking and using it for this particular thing, I'd like to ask it what I made. What was the thing I crafted my sword? What was
Yes.
the statue, the idol representation of that I crafted my sword out of because it made this weird symbol show up during the forging process. So, or if there's any kind of backstory on it. You guys okay with me doing that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's important to know where your things come from.
I don't. I mean, I don't care.
I don't either.
Well,
I give two hoots.
Well, there's
No, I mean, I don't care about your particular sword.
I don't give a shit either.
Wow, what a supportive group we have.
I'm with those.
Alright, you're gonna cast that. You're gonna ask the orb now, or
I guess we can wait till after the battle, but yeah, that was
okay.
just kind
You only ask it once forever.
of. How long is this battle gonna take? Is this battle
It
gonna
can
take
cast.
a week?
It can cast the spell once a week.
Is this
Oh.
is this battle gonna take a week? Because if the battle's gonna take a week, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
cast
ask
it
it now.
Yeah.
Don't know how long the battle's gonna take.
I mean,
I'm gonna put out a kettle. You should cast it now. This is a great mystery.
All right, we'll cast
Sure.
it now.
Alright, you asked.
Chamomile
Earl Grey, please.
on it.
So it relays. You describe the statue, and it basically relays about an ancient cult to an imprisoned deity that contacted the far realm and got in contact with creatures not of this realm, and basically in turn for a portion of their power, this deity invited some of these creatures into our reality. You can only assume, not the orb tells you, but this was at the place where they had that crystal that allowed you to communicate with the slumbering worm.
Yeah.
So would only make sense that you would infer that most likely one of those entities that allowed into our reality is the slumbering worm.
Okay.
And it basically says that the other gods, after they banished the dragon gods from the first world, the other gods turned on this god as it tried to use the power it got from the far realm to become a king of gods. and they imprisoned it in the body of the first world. Well, not necessarily in Durham, within like the cradle of the world. It is trapped and chained within the molten core of this planet.
Or is it
Or is it in a
I
coffin?
mean, it is currently, but it almost got released at some point, I'm assuming.
It doesn't. It is not.
Doesn't elaborate.
It doesn't elaborate on that. It basically says that that is a basically a representation of that cult of that deity.
Okay, so the symbol on the sword is quite possibly like tied to the thing that we almost released.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Let's definitely open that coffin too. We
I'm
always do
gonna-
the best.
No, don't.
We always do the good options.
I'm gonna send out my raven to
These guys aren't open.
run a perimeter of the city.
No, it'll do a lap. The military are basically they have scouts too. They are currently building a mound and palisades on the opposite side of the stone wall to add a second layer of defense. Their strongest defense is on the western wall of the city, since that is where the mass of the horde is approaching along the tradeway. Did you decide where you want to bury your keg?
Yeah, like, so the army was talking about building a mound, and basically what I wanted to do is put it into fallback position. If we had to fall back out of that, then it would explode the heaviest thing that stepped on it.
And so outside the walls, like,
Yeah, outside the walls.
alright,
And then I would tell everybody where it was at.
okay.
So basically, yeah, I don't know what I even think to tell these guys. You're just kind of going on about my business.
I would assume you would.
How many do you have?
One. Yeah, so I bought that one keg for like 400 gold from the dwarfs.
So, I know we're preparing for all this,
But I always over prepare.
yeah.
So it's like a giant landmine.
It's
Well, you have to.
Yeah, he dug a hole, put the keg down, then he put a few vials of alchemist fire on top of the keg, and then put a shield over it. So if anything heavy comes on top of it, the
It's like a
shield
pressure
will
plate.
compress and shatter the vials, which combust when released to air
Yeah.
and set off the keg of black powder.
Yeah, it's like a pressure plate landmine.
Yeah.
I also wanted to put like 30 ninja stars on there too, but
They never made those yet.
I haven't made them.
Could just use caltrops.
There's still time.
There's still time.
There's always time.
To do what?
Put arrowheads in there.
Yeah, you can put arrowheads in.
Let's do it. Done. Consider it done.
Consider
Sounds
it
like-
done.
Whatever.
Consider it done.
It's not gonna do anything.
So I was thinking, you know, if we knew where the underground tunnels were, we could fill that with explosive.
What? And blow our escape route?
He has one keg. The keg is
No,
like,
I know,
like this
Like,
big.
what is your?
I understand.
The part of the
But
learning where the
it
tunnel
could
is would
be
that
like
your
one.
way out.
It could be one of those things where, like, hey, we're just gonna blow up the whole place.
Yeah, or we could use the tunnel to escape. and
We
get out of here.
we don't know where the tunnels go.
Does
We
it
don't even know
matter?
how to get to the tunnel.
Does it matter?
It's just a thought.
I think it matters if anybody else knows what tunnels are.
Right. We don't know where.
Yeah,
the
but as long as the zombies and the bad guys know, who cares?
I mean, we could figure out where the tunnels are, so we do have an escape plan. Mark makes a good point there.
I like that idea.
I know, right? Good idea.
Oh,
Well, hopefully
Well,
those
why don't
tunnels
we
were
just
made
leave?
by Ramas.
why don't we just leave and
I've been
Lindbury
saying that from the start, but you guys don't want to stick
Lindbury
around.
can do its thing.
Alright.
Who cares about Lindbury? A bunch of losers.
Grab one of the people that went in there and have them
The
lead
skill
way.
what?
We don't know where the. Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, people don't really.
I could change
see
my
them
name and be
anymore
someone else, I don't
after
care.
they go down there.
Change your whole appearance.
No, no difference.
I actually can change my whole.
Yeah, I know.
But
You and I
we
would be
could
fine. We
go
can
to
start
the
doing somewhere
tavern
else.
and possibly
Witness
figure out
protection.
where the tunnel is.
I can turn into an animal.
Yeah, you can be our pet.
Go on the Saturn.
Alright.
Or my dinner.
Heading to the War Council or anything else you want to stop on the way?
Yeah, I'd follow up on like.
Yeah,
a
I
little
mean,
bit,
do you
'cause
got?
we could bring that into the war council to say, hey, is this? a
We wouldn't tell
concern?
them about it
Well,
because then they're gonna want to go in there and they're gonna want to be like government.
they probably know about it already. Fine.
Yeah, I would assume that they know.
Yeah.
I assume they know. Are they willing to tell us? Do we figure it out?
So let's
on
go to
our
the war
own?
council and ask them.
I mean,
Let's go to war council and
they
ask
don't
them.
need to know. They don't need to know
Alright.
that we know that they know that we know.
Well,
Just saying.
Do you know?
do we take?
You know?
Do we? I know. Do we take the chance and just ask the war council about these tunnels? And we
Hey,
can
I heard
use
about
them
your
for our
secret
advantage.
tunnels. How about that?
We can ask them that you can say that you heard a rumor of it, and we can do
I can read their mind.
Yeah,
their
yeah,
mind
yeah.
and then see what they say in their mind.
Okay. I like that plan.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I kind of feel like this could be work to our advantage because we kind of, if we know where the location of the door is, then we could use it as an escape, get people out, hide people. We can do a lot of things with it. So.
And then they can all come out different than they were before.
Oh well, you know
I
that
mean, as long as they're willing to fight and die, who cares?
that'd be
Who cares what their
them
personality
be the
is?
breaks, as they say.
Yeah. Die or die mentally or die physically. Which one is it?
All right,
All right, let's ask.
Alright.
let's go to the war room.
So how was your downtime?
I made potions.
Yeah, he told us. He made potions.
You made healing potions.
Oh, so what you
I set up.
Potion P.
Push him.
I set up a bunch of hallows around the city to protect us, so that it deals radiant damage and bars the undead.
The keep, which is on the highest point of the city. You see many soldiers moving around, preparing, bringing supplies, patrolling. As you arrive, a few guards open these large double doors.
Right when Charles get into a
I know, he's looking to go into it.
Well, I mean, this
There you go,
was.
How was your downtime, Horatio? What'd you do?
I spent so much time
Making holy water.
making holy water. I'm so tired. This better pay off, guys. We have to be victorious here.
What are the X's? Are those just ones I didn't update correctly?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. All right, so you guys go through the great double doors at the southern end of the Great Hall and the
Yes.
keep. There's several guards there. Beyond there is a room, a large chamber, clearly like the entertainment room for the keep. The floors are polished smooth, and each also containing trophies or works of art that the regent has collected, or his family has collected over the years. The ceiling raises about 40 feet. And in the middle of the room, a single long table dominates the room, covered with books, maps, ledgers, parchments, and obviously people have been sitting at this table working through hours. As you can see, drinks and half-eaten food scattered along the table, and you can see a group of people, moving, little tokens across the map, which is a representation of the city. Surrounding, other than the guards at the walls, you kind of see in the picture on the screen, there is the regent, who is sitting with them in the middle. The red-haired merchant, Lady Brandwin, who is the most powerful house in the city, outside of the regent's house. In addition, Captain Elwyn, who is the commander of the regent's forces. Then the golden, very pale Asimar, Olivia the Golden, is also seated there, who is the head of the cathedral in town, and also the lover of the regent.
And also a big fan of Skeet right now.
The regent and Livia are a little mad at you. The last time you told the regent something that she had told you in confidence.
Oh.
Oh.
You fuck shit up.
In addition,
Surprise
also
and welcome.
town speaker Alexander Finch from Ansom's Crossing is here, along with Captain Serrana. They greet you as you come in. That it is good that you arrived. And then Resh, the orc hunter that found you guys when you were in the marsh up north, who is commanding the orc forces that are now in town.
Where's Mercy?
Mercy's not on the war council.
Answer the question.
She has no military. What?
It doesn't answer the question.
Where?
Was she supposed to be here?
No, she's not here, but
she's in town.
she doesn't report in the skeet and tell people where she is.
Who is the person there for the merchant that you mentioned?
Captain Elwin. He's just the captain of the Regent's forces. You can see the Regent. He smiles. His smile kind of gets muted when he looks at Skeet, but he is happy to see the rest. He's like, Lord Cadman said you were coming. We are planning the defense of the city, and he thought that you had insight since you've dealt with the Black Hand previously and fought them at the Battle of Blackrock. After that, Captain Elwin's like, I am actually interested. How I know you called the riders and we sent all our cavalry to reinforce you, but what was the secret that you used to be successful at Blackrock?
We made sure we filtered them through different, you know.
Rogar touched the thing with his sword.
We had choke points to filter them through, which helped greatly.
I do believe a lot of what was that protection from good and evil helped dispel some of the zombies and move them away from us. So there was always a buffer.
So that was turn undead.
Oh, turn undead. Having those walking forces really separated one type of enemy from another.
I think you also, were there any, thinking back, do you guys use any wall spells to help funnel them?
Yeah,
Well,
we had
we
that.
Mold Earth?
No, it wasn't Mold Earth. It was like a storm or something that walled them in.
The wind.
Yeah, the wind.
Yeah, so we used that to help create the choke points, so we could filter them through at a slower pace.
You see, he takes some mental note of that. He's like, we're going to need everything we have. Scouts report that the forces have left Galay to the west and are marching now to Lindbury. In addition, we have scouts from the south. There is a splinter force that is currently rounding the forest and heading back to approach the city from the south. And there are a few hundred stragglers north of the river that have been kind of drifting in and out of the forest.
Did any of you reach out to the dragon? I thought somebody said they were going to reach out to the dragon.
Black one?
No, the one that we just met.
Oh, I thought.
That was
No, I thought.
No, I was getting the golem.
No.
I was retrieving the golem. I thought
Was
somebody
that in the
else
group
was.
chat?
We could go quick and come back.
I don't think so.
We could go.
We'll just hop on our bikes and ride on down.
I do remember
Well,
seeing
no, I
that.
mean, we'd
Someone
use the portal.
talked about the dragon in the group chat. I don't know who did.
We did. I might have brought it up.
I think
Cause
someone brought it up, but I don't
know if
actually
we
did it
yeah.
for their actions.
Because there was a question if other dragons might have some of the shards that the slumbering worm are looking for.
Yeah.
But I mean, that can be a later thing down the road that we can
I don't
address.
think anybody reached out to the dragon.
No.
And they're in
Safe
our
to
group
say.
chat. Who would know if anything was in there anyway? I guess.
Well, that's
Can't keep track of
unfortunate.
anything.
Yeah,
We
seriously.
could do it right now with a.
No.
Mental-
No.
We're in the 11th hour right now, everybody.
Yeah,
There's
we
no-
can't do
I
that.
mean,
You could use the
message
sentence,
them,
yeah.
I can send a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could fly here in time, but like if you were to do that, but
Well, he would go
You'd have to offer him
forward.
something.
but he'd also be at risk of getting intercepted by Curran along the way. So
I don't know if you went to the portal one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true,
Right out in the
yeah.
middle of.
yeah, that's
Lindbury.
true. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But you'd have to offer him something to make it
Just
worth
a
his while.
fine.
He's not going to come here
Yeah,
for free.
you had to give him a moderate amount of wealth to come here, and he knew you were coming here to defend it, and he
Did not see
he
that
did not
into it.
he did not offer to help you.
Yeah.
I turn to the region. I'm like, we might be able to have a dragon of our own if we're willing to pay enough.
A dragon. What dragon?
A dragon from the old kingdom. He's
Lives in the mountain.
lives in the mountains by the dwarf's stronghold.
He's the one that helped us get here.
Oh, is that guy?
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, this is the last thing that happens.
I remember.
It's like the last thing that happened last session.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
He's like, we can come up with wealth. I don't know what would be necessary to bring a dragon of any size here, but it is something we could look into.
I mean, you can message him to name his price. See what happens.
Do you want to do sending?
I can do a sending.
Apparent to send,
25 words
or less.
Or less.
or less.
With our American servicemen in many countries around the world, they have a wonderful opportunity to observe new customs and traditions. What might have seemed strange before is becoming pretty familiar to them. For instance, among the Mohammedans, to drink coffee with anybody is regarded as a sacred rule of hospitality, a token of peace. The berries are roasted over a charcoal fire, and the coffee is allowed to boil 3 times. It's thickly sugared and served in very small cups. All this is traditional among the Mohammedans, but as our servicemen have observed, it's simply their version of our mid-morning coffee break or our afternoon tea party or our cocktail hour. It's a time for friends to sit down and relax. It's a time for conversation with a cup of whatever beverage suits the individual taste. And this is true of customs and traditions of all countries. The way of doing things may be different, but the ideals are the same. So it is by observing these customs that our servicemen are helping to maintain goodwill with other people in other lands.
I was reading it quickly, and it's on the corner of a table.
Fair enough.
Is that a funny angle?
Yeah. And note-taking.
No.
No.
Name your price and we will make it so. So he could be like, I demand the kingdom.
Yeah, no.
Okay. I don't know. I could change it. The first draft. Oh, gee. What the heck? You're just kind of like, oh yeah, we'll do whatever. We'll give you stuff.
You know, in his defense, you didn't give him what to say.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
did.
You kind of didn't.
I straight up just narrated it.
All right, as you guys are
Like, what would it
talking
take
among
for you
themselves,
to leave your domicile to come to Lindbury's aid?
Oh,
That's
okay.
Oh, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Mark, what you gotta know is fluff.
Just have him come here, and then he can talk directly to the general. Book a promise and whatever.
no, he's not leaving unless he has a promise of something already. So
a few moments, you hear back in your mind, you wish me to risk my life? You don't even know how Kerna Gormax was converted. I will send a token through the Nexus.
Oh, interesting.
The token through the
token?
Nexus.
which means he's gonna give us something.
Curran, or his draconic name, Kura Gormex, is about the same size as him.
Yeah. It's like
So-
a White Walker situation.
And no one knows how that blue dragon was corrupted into a shadow dragon
Yeah.
and lost his freedom. and he does not want to join that.
Yeah.
And you don't know how they did that, or whether they can do it again. So he could appear and lose his freedom, and you'd have 2 dragons against you.
That's true. That's true. Good point by him.
We don't want that.
You want another White Walker
Are
situation?
you gonna make the undead fucking put chains around the dragon in the lake and pull them out like they did in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, and then like look into its eye and change it over.
Why don't we ask the vampire?
I don't have a
How
vampire.
we do in the coffin.
We don't know yet.
No,
We
we
haven't
don't
opened
know.
it.
No, it is a vampire. We just think it's something in the coffin.
Don't open the coffin.
We're opening the coffin.
No.
These windows are
Oh no, we're opening.
We're opening the
Yeah,
coffin.
see? Told you.
Can we open it after we talk with the war room?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
opening it in the war room.
They're gonna be like,
Wouldn't that
hey,
be
everybody.
funny?
Hey guys, look at what we got.
What if
They're
we
like,
just
we got
check-
something to help. And you pull in this giant eldritch,
We should do it.
like inscribed iron coffin with chains, and you just say an incantation, the chains fall down, and everyone's like, what the fuck is going on?
Can you
It's like
imagine?
that bad
Oh my
scene from Game of Thrones where they bring the
And then whatever comes out is like, oh, score! It's all of the most powerful people in the kingdom that we're trying to take over and murders everybody. in the
Game
room.
over. What is the anticipated air game of our enemy? Do they have? Yeah, well, I mean the zombies in itself.
Curran.
It's just one.
Well, there's Curran, and as you guys have faced
And
before,
the bats.
the Shadow Wyverns.
And the Harbinger.
The heart.
And an orc on bat. Or...
The orcs and the bats are on your side.
Oh, that's right. We got that.
How many towers exist in the city? Like maybe the highest. Maybe I'm trying to think of what the best place to put the cache of holy water that I have amassed
I have
during the downtime, and I'm starting to think it's the cathedral.
in the cathedral. I have a hallow around it that prevents extra dimensional travel. So
Yeah, so it's a big wall up against the river. In the middle of the northern part against the river is where the marketplace is. Marketplace has 2 bridges that go across the river with 2 gates. During normal operation, one gate is coming in the city, the other one's going out. It allows them to collect tolls easier because they only collect tolls coming into the town.
you don't pay no tolls. I don't get no tolls.
Then there is a gate going west.
Don't trust us, no peace.
There is a gate going east, and there's a gate going south. And all those gates have been cast howl spells on, as well as the cathedral.
You know, because I wanted to protect the city like an actual cleric. So we just, I'm gonna make holy water.
Well, holy water
hearing
can
what
be
you're saying there.
can do
I'm-
radiant damage to
I
undead.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're fighting undead, it's not bad to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, thanks, Corey Feldman.
should we?
I'm not the one with a bastard tattoo on his body.
No.
Wow.
And we're thinking about where our party has drifted from the pure faith. I don't see myself being in a bad light. Cleric-wise. No, I just believe.
Not in the war room, guys. Not in the war room.
I don't even want to say what Roger was about to say. Oh, God.
Let's keep this PC
We're in front
going.
of company.
All right, as you guys are figuring out about the dragon, you hear that they started talking again without you, as you guys are mumbling among themselves, and the group of them are currently arguing over the distinct plan. The region wishes to spare the city the devastation, and believes that he wants to meet the horde on the road to Lindbury in the field and fight them there. The captain is trying to convince the war council that it's best to stay behind the walls and let the dead tire themselves against the walls and save our soldiers as long as possible.
I pipe up to that and tell him the dead won't tire.
That is true.
But the wall, I agree. The walls are the best way to filter them through to keep it manageable.
Without getting overwhelmed. Yeah. I third that.
I let them know that the gateways of the city are protected.
Fourth, going straight out there and fighting it out.
You would be the first or second on that
Am I the
point.
only one?
Yeah.
You're with the region on that.
I believe if we,
Unless you guys are bringing a bunch of super soakers for a board, it's not going to be much for you.
Should ask the drawers to get up.
God damn it, why are we lost boys in this? Vampires, holy waters, super soakers.
Alright,
Wolfman and the Lions.
who wants to
That's
try to
Monster Squad, right?
convince
I know.
the region of something?
I would have seen the map from our group chat.
do we have a way to fall back
Yeah.
if we're outside the gate?
We have the cathedral that we can.
Oh, we don't know if we're in front of the gate.
If you're going to go outside the gate with anything, I would say you do it with very experienced soldiers who will fall back at a current rate with no losses as they approach the city. You just have them take out as many as they can from, as safe a distance as they can as they're falling back towards the gate, so you can whittle them down on their approach to the city. But I would not direct hand to hand. I would not direct hand to hand combat outside of the city limits.
I point out that we do have an aerial attack.
We also have ballistas, we have catapults and trebuchets.
Trebekahs.
Yes, trebuchets.
Alright.
We do. Is there secret tunnels underneath the town?
Are there?
Are you referring to the
The
sewer
region's
system?
like secret tunnels. What secret tunnels?
I was in a tavern overhearing some people talk about a delivery system, people being hired for such things, and using an underground railroad, underground tunnels.
How do you wish us to use this, and where are they?
I don't know. We were asking you. What?
So, okay, where did they say that the tunnel started? Who were the delivery guys?
We don't know anything.
What were they delivering?
I don't know.
So the rumor is that there's a tunnel underneath the city.
Yes, a tunnel system.
Where would it go to?
That's why I'm asking the War Council. We decided not to investigate this before going to the War Council. We had a choice: either investigate
Okay.
or go to, and we all chose. We'll talk to the War
And
Council.
no one in the War Council knows about the
As of right
existence
now,
of this tunnel.
who am I speaking?
The region's like, I'm not aware of any underground passages into the town. It sounds like something smugglers would be able to use to get
merchant.
past paying tolls to get goods into the town.
Well,
I will
Ask the
have
merchant.
some men investigate.
Yeah, we don't want undead springing up in the middle of the town. That would be bad
we're
for
gonna
business.
have undead spring of the middle of town. We don't get to the bottom of where this tunnel is, and I find it ridiculous that we don't already know about its existence. Which means someone in this room is lying.
There's no one in this council that would know.
I mean, I would
About
say,
their town?
how about little Miss Red over there, who's the merchant like queen? She might know something about that, right? Because either she's using them or her competitors are directly.
People were,
And
from what I heard, stuff was being shuffled around, and people were not coming back or coming back off.
My God, he telling his whole life story.
Yep.
He's Brian.
Sounds like Brian.
So, a little red. Any word on that?
She's like, I'm not aware of any smuggler tunnels,
So you're doing a bad job.
but we can
Keep
inquire.
tabs on your competitions network.
Well, the only competitor that has sprung up overnight is the Amethyst Guild. And no one's quite sure how they get as many supplies as they do.
Really?
Rate them
I
now.
just heard the door.
Rate them now.
Did somebody just hear it?
Yeah, I
Rate
just
them
heard
now.
it.
Rate them now.
Yeah, you guys.
Is there a delivery?
What? You have a delivery?
Don't get water.
Yeah, he delivered from Dollar General.
What is it?
Don't get brand starters.
I don't care about this.
Truly, if we have the time, I'd like to raid these people now.
What people?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do that. I would detect thought on her.
I cast detect thoughts on her.
Alright, so if you cast it, you can read surface thoughts.
Yes.
If you try to probe,
She might realize it.
she might.
I know.
She can. So are you probing or are you trying to get
just
surface thoughts?
Surface thoughts for now.
Was I made aware of this plan? Because I like to position myself behind her in case there's a little scrum.
I'd like to also position myself behind her so I
Yeah,
can
but
throw her.
this is surface thoughts.
Yeah, I know, but hey, guess what? These are our supposed friends. If they want to throw down, then they're not our friends anymore. And this is a matter of life and death. So whatever. I don't care if she knows we're reading her mind. Fuck it.
Alright, so
Answers.
surface thoughts. You hear that she is basically very interested by the tunnel, and she thinks this is exactly what she needs to find. It is the reason why the Amethyst Guild has made headways against her businesses.
Oh, so she's on to something going on that's digging into her business. So she's gonna want to figure this out.
Yeah, so she has as much of a
So she
stake in
doesn't-
this as we do.
Yeah.
She
so-
doesn't know anything.
Right.
But she knows, she has a hint that this guild is either the start or the end of the tunnel. Because that's how stuff is getting in or out.
The thing is, people are not returning themselves.
You've said that.
I'm telling you,
So
And
many
my
times.
concern as Horatio is that this is an unknown way into the city in which we will die from, if not patched.
Or
So,
taken over.
anyway,
Yeah, but we're not,
that's my concern.
we're not 4 HP commoners, though. It's whatever it is, man.
Fucking run them over.
Yeah.
I know. Let's. If we had a day of organization, I would say right now we start with that.
We
Let's
don't have that.
let's.
Well, actually, did my Graven ever come back? I mean,
It eventually comes back later on, and it doesn't seem. It
So
can't go
are we
far.
now out of the room? Out of the war room?
No,
No, we're still in the
they're
middle of
still
planning.
coming up with the
okay.
battle plan,
Alright.
and,
We're like
and
too busy
So-
gibbering about other
right,
stuff.
right now, no one has convinced them, and it seems like the Regent's going to get his way, and he is going to meet them with about 3,500 men on the road
Sir
to
Regent.
Galay.
Sir Regent, there are a total of roughly
5,000.
5,000 undead marching towards your city at this very moment. If you send out 3,500 men, you're possibly
They're gonna come big.
turning 8,000
Yeah.
zombies on your city.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
I got a 9.
And I second that.
You don't roll
Per-
until he tells you
Eight.
to roll.
Yeah, persuasion is good.
Dude, look how shitty this printed out.
Oh, I want to roll this dice.
Look at those types. Dude, those things are weird.
I'm not gonna read any of these numbers. Why? I don't know. It's so weird.
All right, he's like, my soldiers are experienced enough; they could take 2 or 3 zombies apiece.
And
We
then
can beat them.
I don't think you can. They're gonna have a dragon in the skies.
All right, give me a persuasion check with disadvantage because he currently is not happy with you.
17 plus.
Well, what's his lowest one?
No, I think it's
Lowest
all
is-
disadvantage.
Oh,
My persuasion.
You rolled 2?
So
Oh.
I got a
Three.
12 for the disadvantage one.
That's
So I
not
wanna-
too bad.
He's like, we already know that you are the so-called savior, but I will save this city.
I tell you
Okay.
what,
Dear Regent,
Wow.
So are you saying you're not taking my suggestion because of your current feelings about me, and whether it doesn't matter if it makes sense to you or not, but because it's coming from my mouth, you are disregarding it.
Someone's gonna throw a chair.
Lord Regent, I dislike him as well. I completely understand.
Shut up.
I would like to
Because
take,
if that is the case, you are doing this entire city and this entire possible world a huge fucking disservice.
Is he going south or west?
Shut up.
I'm gonna start sipping my Earl Grey nervously.
And if that's the way that you are going to be leading, maybe you should not be regent.
Ooh, intimidation check.
Drago thinks those are fighting words.
No, I try to convince him to go south. Right.
All right. As you guys, the tensions racing between you, Olivia kind of like moves between you. Is like, let's focus on the fact that everyone in this room is trying to save this city.
Yeah. We should come
And
together.
we may have different opinions on how that is accomplished, but that's all our goals.
This guy's not trying to save the city, he's trying to doom it.
All right. You want to give me a persuasion check?
Yeah, sure.
Sir Regent, have any of your soldiers experienced?
Oh.
I didn't do good.
Have any of your soldiers experienced the undead?
Oh my god, that's a 1, because I got a -1 for persuasion, so...
I turn to Olivia and I'm like, I may have fucked up the last time we were in this room, and I'm truly sorry for that, but there's no excuse for him.
All right. Give me another roll for Olivia.
For persuasion? At disadvantage?
No.
So that is going to be a 15.
All right. She kind of tries. She's like, I know there was problems, but we got to focus. And I don't think taking this battle directly on will be in our best interest. I think it will cause the suffering of many soldiers. And if we are able to win the day, the losses will be tremendous.
Why don't we have you go south instead and meet the smaller undead army?
North, 100 of them. Regent, have you or any of your soldiers encountered the undead before?
We have been fighting them in skirmishes along the tradeway ever since. We've been scouting their movement.
In small numbers, not in the huge horde that is approaching.
No, we haven't engaged we just finished mobilizing our forces.
Exactly. So your men are used to sporadic encounters. This would be a full force engagement against an undead army and an undead dragon and other undead creatures.
Lots of undead things.
All at once.
At the same time.
And you want to put 3,500 of your men dead in front of this unstoppable horde.
He kind of is like set in his ways at this point. We've had 3 people so far try to convince him. Maybe the way is to appeal to other people. The regent is not the only voice here, and if the council sides against him, they can overrule his decision.
So why don't you try a different tactic instead of going head on? Why don't you create a situation to have bait and then meet them in a flank?
I mean, 3,500 men's going to be bait, so there you go.
A little bit too much bait.
Yeah, I mean, they're still gonna put up a good fight.
I then sit in a chair and put my feet up on the table and go, good luck.
You're out of ideas? I got an idea.
Huh.
It's a terrible one. No one's going to like it.
Legal?
No.
Everybody gets married.
No. Well, I would love everyone to get married. This is all about peace and unity.
Have a son or daughter.
I don't think there's enough minors here for that.
Oh.
I'm only good in the place where I get ore. So, my understanding is the reason that they're coming to Lindbury is because it's where the citizens are. It's where the people are hiding. There's nothing in Lindbury of special note. There's nothing here of great use.
That we know of.
There's access to the nexus.
But it's symbolic.
Is that what it is?
Well, the reason why they picked this city, there's only 2 cities in the entire valley that have walls. This and Kashmir to the east. The reason why people evacuated and gathered the forces here is because this is a walled city.
My terrible, terrible plan is, if we find a way out of here, is to collapse this city on our enemies.
Yeah, that's a terrible plan.
If we know where the tunnels are, we put explosives in the tunnels.
We don't have explosives.
We save humans.
He has 1 barrel.
We have excuse me. We have 1 asset, 1 barrel.
But we could buy another.
Oh, we don't have the time. We don't.
We're
have the
going to
time.
walk through the zombie hordes to go buy him from the dwarves and be like, excuse us, guys.
Drago.
We could put that barrel in
Wolfsbane,
there.
come on, use your big brain.
Can we send somebody to the nexus to see what was pushed through?
All you humans are stupid.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, how about I just stand up and say, what say the rest of you?
Well, so before we go that route, I know the regent wants to meet them on the field down the road, but my question is wouldn't that leave the army too exposed? Like, what's the advantage of that?
He doesn't want to fight inside the city.
He wants to protect the city from being destroyed.
He's a pussy, is what it is.
Which is probably the reason why he thinks Ratio's plan is horrible. He literally wants to fight outside the walls so that he doesn't destroy his city.
I understand your reasoning for not. I understand your reasoning for not wanting to fight in the city, but is the most survivable option.
He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. He's a big wussy.
There are going to be costs to rebuild, and going to be costs associated with damage to the city itself, but that is far outweighed by the amount of lives that could possibly be saved.
All right, give me another roll.
God bless.
I wish I had put my barbs here.
What's blessed do? D4?
Well, it doesn't do
Oh, it
anything.
doesn't do
to skill
anything.
checks.
20.
All right.
Alex blessed it, but in real life.
We're all like, whoa!
So
So it's really 20.
when you were talking about costs and there'll be work to rebuild the city, Lady Brenwyn is like, my house would be more than willing to help rebuild the city, and Captain Elwyn is basically like, we can't win at the. He's like, if you command it, sir. He's like, I will fight, but I don't think we can win in the battle. And eventually, after multiple people talking to him and him being completely disgusted by Horatio's plan, he finally agrees. He's like, all right, we will fight in this city, but I hope this isn't the downfall, and I hope this city isn't burned to the ground to survive, to award us our victory.
I look around and I say, see you guys, see what I mean about this fucking elephant?
An elephant never forgets.
He's not even in the middle of the room.
Please, I have a name.
A city can be rebuilt, but the kingdom cannot.
Yeah, you named after a fat comedian.
That's true. He is washed. Even his podcast is a little bit disappointing. I'm not gonna lie.
And then afterwards, Lady Bradwin is basically like, well, if we're going to hold the city, obviously we have been building siege weapons, and we have reinforced our walls. We have reinforced our gates. What happens? What is the plan? If the city's breached.
I was thinking about that. There needs to be zones of falling back.
We fight. We filter them through the hollowed ground that we've created as we fall
I
back.
do think we should set up a system of checkpoints that we can fall back to if different parts of the city get overrun. That way we can slowly funnel them.
Well, I kept the cathedral open as a sanctuary, so
That's going to be a huge boon. By the way, I do think you're a very effective cleric.
All right, the
Olivia.
Olivia.
Hanging out is a verbal.
I think you're a very ineffective war
Yeah, that's
strategist.
fine. I mean, what? Talk shit?
So Olivia basically states that the cathedral, as the holiest place in the city, will be our final line of defense.
Okay.
We will consolidate
It's 18.
as last point. There's major trade route from the gates that go to the marketplace. Captain Elwin is like, I would suggest that we barricade all alleyways to funnel them through the main trade routes to the marketplace, so that we can, if we have to fall back, have one path that they have to go through, so that we can keep our forces in one area to hold them and slow them through progress to the city.
I second that. I agree. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
We could even use furniture from houses and stuff to build barricades if we get desperate.
Was what we'll have to do. We'll start rating what assets we have.
Can I recommend?
I
There's a huge group of trees between buildings 17 and 18. Doesn't really matter. But chop those down
Send
and
everyone
make a wall.
Oh,
I enlarged it on my
Yeah.
way of doing it. I'm technically
I think 17 and 18 are the castle and the cathedral.
There's a huge set of trees.
where did you send it?
I sent it. Well,
He
So
he
you
actually
can't
sent
see
it
it.
directly to me. I didn't send it to you.
Sorry, John. You're not allowed to know about that.
Yeah, Mike revealed 3 sessions ago.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about the trees outside the cathedral?
Yeah, I don't know if that's like some sort of like cool place. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore in
No.
Sans' mind. That's tear that down and lay those trees as a boundary between that street.
Well, we can use
go
those
through all
trees
these
to
tonight.
build additional barricades to funnel them through the tradeway.
Perfect.
Nicotine pouch.
Yep.
I wish I was in contact with Mario Burnsides, my wood guy.
I just messaged.
Well, I'm
I have a wood guy. Do you remember that?
fucking phone
Yes.
is dying.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
what a piece of
Yeah.
shit that
Oh.
guy is.
On a separate note, I did figure out how many attunable how many items are you attuned to right now?
It's just the necklace and a spell pack of the blade. That's different.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Well, I kind of made the decision earlier, and I know it's not something that could have taken place during downtime, but because I have everything I can possibly have attuned to me at this point. I'm at my limit.
Yeah.
The earth elemental, the earth essence of earth, to be used with the rest of the metal. I'm gonna take his shield and have them imbue his shield with the rest of the metal and put the essence of earth in his shield.
Well, yeah, that'll take time to
Yeah,
grab.
yeah, but that's
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
What do you think of it now, Blake?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they wouldn't have been able to finish that in time.
Right, yeah.
It took
I figured
weeks
as
to
much.
build your magical weapons.
I figured as much. I just wanted to get it out there while I.
As you guys are discussing that, Olivia basically says, while the cathedral will be the last stand, the idea is I would like to station my clerics throughout the city to provide on-spot medics to the forces through the checkpoints. Lady Bradwin, she agrees. She says that it will help if they're not far from emergencies. And Captain Elwin says this move will save soldiers, but unfortunately it probably will result in the death of more clerics if the city is breached.
Oh, feel free to take Horatio.
All day long with this one, huh?
The region is stoutly against stationing the cleric on the front lines and wishes to consolidate all of them in the cathedral as kind of a
triage.
So we mentioned using some of the trees in the local area for fodder to build some of the barricades.
Yeah.
I do happen to know a spell that may help with that called plant growth, which can bolster those trees into more hardier barriers if I have enough time to prepare the spell.
Oh, definitely.
For the comment section.
Does the group have any comment on what they think the cleric should do?
I do. I'm about to send something off to the group chat. It's actually 4 different zones. I think we should focus some of our forces in. Obviously, the green one is our big fallback, and you guys can subsection that off. But I say, well, I'll just send it.
Yeah.
Actually, Mark, I accidentally sent it to you. At the lower gate, we have a smaller force, and at the one all the way to the east, a larger force. There is a direct road, which is probably the easiest way to fall back into a green section that I've laid out there. The green section kind of holds the 2 gates, plus the cathedral and the other things. Well, I'm going to send it out to everyone.
I did.
Oh, thank you. That yellow section there, I don't know what that is. That's like a big...
It's a graveyard.
Clerics should really a large force be there as well as dispersed, but I would love more clerics to be in the graveyard than anywhere else.
So the graveyard is not that far from
The wall.
where the cathedral is.
Yeah.
So the cathedral looks down on the graveyard. There is a small temple in the graveyard of a smaller faith.
Here's
Here's
a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit
not
of
the
a hot
dual
take.
divinity like the
Should
cathedral.
we do something about the graveyard?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Should we like maybe
Like kill everything that's
That's
in
why
like
I thought
destroy
the
all the corpses in the
yeah,
graveyard?
that's it.
Wait, if I remember from Game of Thrones, we should send all the innocent people to the graveyard
Yes.
Yes, yes.
to protect
That way,
the
when they get
outside.
resurrected, they will all die. Let's do that.
Yes.
Anyway, that's just a little base strategy. If you guys want to add on that, that'd be
Yeah,
great. But
Well, couldn't we just have the clerics raise those and have them already controlled?
Let's not do that.
So animating undead is requires at least 5th level clerics. So there are a few dozen clerics that know simple magic. There are not a lot of them that have 3rd level spells.
fuck, that would have been great. I'm so sorry.
That's a good idea, though.
I should have started the ratio from the very beginning, so you'd be at level 10 by now.
Cleric shouldn't do that, and I usher my dwarf behind me.
That's the thing. Oh yeah,
I shouldn't do that.
Quick, go to the car. Get in the car. Stay there for a while.
Go wait in the car.
Wait in the car, kid.
Don't come outside. Dad, get out of the car.
Oh, sure. Throw the druid under the bus.
All right. So you agree with stationing
it's
the clerics to the
zombie.
city?
Ah,
Yeah, the
gotcha.
cleric should be throughout the city. Keeping them all in one spot just
It's just a
makes it a
fire
target.
blast.
You can have them fall back first, but be behind the line.
Just have it.
All right.
Oh, this is funny.
Next, you see another figure,
Uh-oh.
a robed, hooded figure approach the table. And he introduces himself as Demios. He is the court wizard, also the one that runs the magic shop in town.
Oh.
Mr.
The-
Wizard, you say?
The regent basically says that he acknowledges that the group of you are the kind of the elite force of the city.
Oh, we're screwed. This is
And his idea would be to utilize the group of you to deal with threats that the average soldiers can't. So Demos is going to set up, similar to how Wolfsbane has the power, to set up a telepathic bond so that the group can communicate. He suggests that one of the group,
Oh, that's the other new power, right?
one of you guys receive a bond, and then the other one will be the Regent, Demios himself, and then he's like, as for the fourth bond, I suggest that I give it to Livia to move the clerics. Both Lady Bradwin and Captain Elwyn basically argued that it should probably be them. Currently, Lady Bradwin, as her house, owns many of the horses. She's basically, her house has assumed control of the cavalry.
Yeah.
And Captain Elwyn is in charge of the infantry.
Alright.
Did they ask if you guys have any suggestions?
How many people are you trying to connect together here?
I kind of volunteer.
Well, you volunteer for the party?
I mean,
Yeah.
aren't I the one that has the power?
I figure.
Well, you also have the power.
Yeah.
But Demos is setting this one up.
Gotcha.
You can suggest that you can also set one up.
What's I'm saying, yeah.
Well, then suggest that.
I was saying.
Okay, well,
You guys
what did
suggested
you
to
suggest?
us. What are you suggesting?
What do you
I
suggest,
literally
people?
just said it out loud. No one listens to me.
You look like you got something
But
tasty in your mouth.
I also have
Just can't wait to say it.
telepathic bond where I can connect it up to 8 people, willing creatures, within range of me. As long as they're within 30 feet of me, we can. So our group can be connected.
But do you, is that something you gotta like?
Yeah, but does everyone in the group need to be
I just
connected?
met her.
Yes.
Or, well, the idea would most of you guys would be within real earshot of each other.
Would this be best?
It would be
used-
more useful to contact assets that aren't
Yeah, but range is only 30 feet though.
Like a double
with the
Dutch
castle.
windmill.
Oh, gotcha.
and he can tie whoever's connected to Demos' circle to the heads of your talons.
Yes.
So that you guys can basically direct them
Yeah.
telepathically.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Can you give this to me in a chart form?
It's so
I need a flow chart.
I get a
Explain it to me.
Does someone have a Venn
as you were
diagram?
a child.
organizational diagram.
But that's a good idea. That's a better idea.
So Demios'
And they
group
tell
will
two
be
friends, and they tell two friends, and they
Regent, Demios, Olivia, the merchant.
And
I created
they
that.
basically, they're like, we have a plan.
Yes.
We will start implementing the plan and start preparing and barricading the alleys within the city in preparation for the arrival of the horde. And they release you to make your own preparations.
Gosh.
As you're leaving, Captain Elwyn and Lady Bradwin basically say that they have a number of items available.
Oh, here we go.
So
Potion.
Shopping list.
Yes.
Wish list.
they have.
Yes.
Demios has opened his stock, and the clerics have been hard at work also making potions. They're able to give you about 9,000 gold pieces worth of assets for free. So, as you guys are preparing for the battle, just to lay some guidelines, the battle most likely will last maybe 2 days. So, a lot of the battle will be resource management. So, scrolls and potions will help you substitute rests. You also have access to your talents to do work where your main characters are currently elsewhere or need assistance. So it's very important to have assets beyond your normal ones. There'll probably be a decent amount of short rests as the battle progresses, but there may or may not be a long rest associated once the battle starts. So Demios has up to 2 scrolls that you can acquisition that are level 5. The 2 scrolls he has are Greater Restoration and Raise Dead. Either one is 1,500 gold pieces. Does the party want either of those?
I mean, Greater Restoration is I'd say Greater Restoration is.
Raise Dead. We do that already.
Yeah.
So you just want a scroll of Greater Restoration?
Yeah, Greater Restoration's cool.
We'll give that to you.
I mean, having the extra raised dead in an area.
I don't know. I feel like that could cause a lot of confusion.
Yeah, I know, but you can give it to a
I think we should see what else is available before we.
We can always go back and.
Well,
And you can't just give it to a commoner because they'd be at a minus to cast.
You know what? We gotta see what's all on the table before we
We only have
start
9,000.
throwing
We already
money
blew
around.
1,500. So
It's not like he's going to be at the shop, like in the middle of battle. Just
I mean, Greater
break the
Restoration
door,
is a
grab
must,
the other
so
scroll.
like, that's a definite. But
that's
let's
going to.
Oh, wait, did I say that out
I don't know. I don't think anybody was listening.
I have 2 cure
Alright.
wounds.
Available for 4th levels. 4th level spells.
Well, I hope you're happy. We made a plan. It's a pretty good plan. We've been planning, and we've been thinking, and we're thinking about planning, and we're planning about thinking, and we're thinking, and we're planning. The point here is this. The slumbering worm's days are numbered. Unbeknownst to us is a grand plan that John has for the future of this fight. See, we've been gathering resources this entire time for the one haymaker of a shot. Some of us have even 40 people in our back pocket that we can just wheel and deal. Put to the fray and see who lands. It's gonna get tight here and people are going to die. Now, if you want to stop that from happening, there's nothing you can do but listen to Dungeonetics. Thank you so much for listening to Dungeonetics. We can be reached all things Dungeonetics. That's on Instagram, Facebook, gmail.com, other things. The music that you're currently hearing is provided to us by Virus of Ideals, and the music that you heard at the beginning of the episode by Kellen. The blips and bloops that you heard during this particular episode have probably come from freesounds.org, which is where Dungeonetics has an account. So check out our credits. And remember, adventurers, each inside every one of you is a hero just low on potassium. Now, but if you're in fantasy world, the roasted bat wing of a Vesuvian doppel will do just fine. Have a good night.